Hello again, all you amazing people out there. Welcome to another riveting episode of Walking and Talking with Jerry K. Me, your host. So today we're going to talk about the importance of health, specifically for kids. So I don't think most people understand that there's kind of a war going on right now. And unfortunately, the casualties are probably going to be children. The new generation. Health is obviously an important thing for anybody. It's even more so for the youngest kids right now, because you have to remember that their health is going to be contingent on how they learn to be healthy. You know, I said that there's a war going on. You know, if you really think about it, a lot of school activities have disappeared. A lot of the like PE classes, physical education. That's what PE stands for, physical education. And a lot of schools are kind of doing away with it. It's like they don't care if you can run a mile. They don't care if you can walk a mile, let alone run one. You know, they're playing these games with like the cafeteria food where they're saying that the tomato sauce on pizza constitutes your serving of vegetables for a healthy lunch. When any person with an ounce of common sense would know, yeah, pizza does not exactly constitute the food groups, and definitely would not be categorized or described as something healthy. But what they're doing is they're making it appear on paper that these are healthy. It's got tomatoes. You know, tomato, it's part of fruits and vegetables, so that must be good. Yeah, the problem is by the time that tomato has gotten onto a pizza, it has been so bastardized by sugars and refinements and processes that it stopped being a tomato a long time ago. So it's really important that each person who has a child in their life, I don't care whether you're their parent or not, if there's a child in your life, you need to understand that kid is up against the worst our planet has ever been. What I mean by that is, today we deal with more chemicals, we deal with more processed foods, we deal with more preservatives, we deal with more bad stuff today than ever in the history of our species. Which means children are being born into the worst it's ever been. So if kids are being born into the worst that it's ever been, guess what they're going to be exposed to? And guess what they're going to be fighting up against? The worst it's ever been. So that being the case, we need to understand that and say, all right, so look, we need to really figure out how to help kids learn about things like nutrition, like the importance of physical activity. You know, we need to pull the game controllers out of their hands and get them outside, running around, playing, get in the sun, you know, soak up some of that vitamin D, get that activity, get the heart pumping, you know, remember what it's like to use your own imagination. That's the only, you know, when it comes to video games, that's probably one of my biggest qualms. I've never really been into video games. I mean, every now and again, my wife and I will play something. We'll play like some, it's Nintendo Golf or the bowling or something. It's usually something that's actually got a little bit of physicality involved with it. I don't know, man. I was just never really, I missed that window for, you know, caring about video games that much. The reality is, video games are causing kids to be sedentary. It's causing them to not use their own imaginations. Why would you use your own imagination if all you have to do is push a button and the screen comes on and an entire world that someone else has imagined all of a sudden pops up for you? You want to talk about being able to be lazy and being able to not have to worry about, you know, like using your own imagination, that to me would be the absolute easiest way to do it, is by simply saying, here, you don't have to use your imagination, you can use mine. And I think that due to the fact that I write children's books, I know that that can be dangerous. That's why I tried to create worlds that were make-believe, with an encouragement of kids learning how to tap into their own imaginations and also being able to have fun with make-believe. Same thing with, I'm a certified nutritional therapist, so I understand nutrition, I understand the importance, and I understand how little kids are actually getting these days. So if you have any kids in your life, and again, whether you're an aunt, uncle, mother, father, grandparent, whatever, friend, if there's any kids in your life, realize we need to assume personal responsibility for helping this new generation to have a better understanding, to have a better chance at thriving in life. Because as it stands right now, kids are going to have a tough time. They're going to have a really tough time. So the next time that you are with the kids in your life, if they go reaching for a soda, why don't you caution them against that? And better yet, why don't you set a great example by, instead of that, why don't you grab yourself a glass of water? Kids learn by example. Kids do not learn based on what they're told. Kids learn based on what they see. So you could be telling them to be healthy and everything and the importance, but then you're grabbing a bag of Doritos and a Coke, and you're showing them that what you're saying isn't true and isn't important because it's going completely against what you're telling them. And again, remember that children learn what they see. They are products of their environment, not you tell them something and, oh, okay, that's what they'll do. Because that's not what happens, and I think we all know that. So I guess my ultimate takeaway from today's topic is kids have a lot going against them, and we as adults need to assume the responsibility and understand that health is an important thing all the way around, but it's even more so for kids, because if they're not taught some very valuable lessons right here, right now, by the time they get into their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, they will be such a wreck. It will be like WALL-E. It'll be like that movie WALL-E, where it just progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where people sat in these chairs and that was their life. And I don't think anybody would want for their kids or the kids in their life. I would think that you'd want them to thrive, be able to have the best chance at successful and happy and healthy life, relationship, and everything else. And they all tie together. Health is the foundation for pretty much anything in life. So let's get out there and try to help those kids. I know they need it and they definitely deserve it. So that's about it. That's all I got to say for today's topic. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that you're out there staying safe, and take care. We'll catch you on the next one.